going on, y'all? My name is Omari the Rebel.
And I am the Big Pink Pegasus.
And this is Tribe Chat, the long-form podcast about alternative sexuality from a black perspective. We make you think.
We make you laugh.
And we make you come. Yes. Straight out of WTF Media Studios in Soho, Manhattan. Make sure you catch us on Full Swap Radio and K97 FM, the adult party station. And also, we want to give a few shout-outs. Shout out to Excite Bunny, the first black-owned adult subscription platform, revolutionizing social media and adult content.
That's right.
You get 90% of your money, health insurance, as well as 24-hour tech support. And also, we want to give a shout out to Triple X Playground. We actually have two ambassadors for Triple X Playground joining us right now. All right, so TPX is a fun-filled game that can be played amongst couples with a third or in groups of players, and giving you an opportunity to explore the sexual realms suggestively and take your sexual heights you may have needed help discovering.
That's fucking crazy.
All right, so first let me get introducing our guest. So
look at his head. Don't look like that. I like your head.
Yeah. Well, Bomber and Belle are a black married professional couple that has embraced the sexy swinger lifestyle. They use the Black and Kinky Lifestyle podcast to help each other and black couples who are thinking about exploring non-monogamy, but also talk about other issues regarding sexuality, relationships, and the pursuit of pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, now we got Bull and Queens podcast. My dude Doc Chocolate and Caramel are professional black married couple based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, who have been exploring the swinging and open relationship lifestyle since 2016. And this dynamic duo, Doc is the goofy half, Caramel is the sexy half, and they have fun and laughs twice a month with their co-hosts exploring their kinky side.
Did this motherfucker just dab? I think he did. You just saw that shit?
I brought it back.
Bring it back. I like that old shit. Bring it back.
Also returning to Tribe Chat, the first ever return guest that we have on Tribe Chat, we have Mark King from the Swing Culture Podcast. Matter of fact, can you introduce yourself and your platform, my brother?
Well, I'm Mark King, representing Swing Culture Podcast and also Mark King Film Productions. I am a content creator, been creating content for the latter part of 10 years. I'm also a dabbling film producer, working on our first documentary now. And the documentary is pretty much focused on our space, the alternative lifestyle, particularly people of color or black people in the alternative lifestyle.
Well, Mark, it looked like you left some content on your chin.
Yeah, did I really want to come get it from you?
Ooh, for sure. I would much rather if it were mine.
Yes, man, drop a bomb for the homie Mark for Swing Culture.
I'm so uncouth.
All right, well,
I'm sexy.
Now I want to get into the show, but before I do that, can I get into some news real quick?
Go ahead, do what the fuck you want. I almost pulled my motherfucking hair out with these glasses. Hold on, before you get into the news, listen. I got these glasses because in my fucking drunk ass high mind, y'all was going to understand that this was the closest I could get to the fucking national swinger symbol. The fucking glasses, you know what the fuck I mean. Mm-hmm. So now we just gonna do it like this.
The upside down pineapple.
There you go. Is y'all fucking with it? Is you fucking with it? Listen, that's what happened when your face is talented. And I ain't gotta use my tongue, B. Look at that.
Let me get into some news, okay?
Go ahead, get the fuck into the news. Okay.
Nzuri Kabila is the literal Swahili translation for the term beautiful tribe. Keeping with the cultural continuity of the Nzuri Kabila brand, we begin with the Swahili term for what's the news, Habari Gani. All right, so on our first news bulletin, Geico was ordered to pay $5.2 million to a woman who contracted an STD after having sex in her boyfriend's car.
She ain't get it from the fucking Geico gecko.
No. Nah, listen, Missouri woman.
Please say Missouri woman.
Nah, a woman. She just identifies as MO in the court document, submitted a petition directly to the insurance company in 2021, about 3 years after she learned that she was infected with human papillomavirus, HPV. She claimed she contracted the disease in 2017 when she had sex with her male partner in his 2014 Honda Genesis, which was covered by Geico. Yo, she had sex in the Genesis and got played. That's a goddamn shame. According to the petition, the owner of the vehicle knew he was infected with HPV and failed to inform her, which actually that is a crime. And we're working towards making sure that that should be recognized as a federal crime. All right. She argued that the insurance company policy should provide coverage for her injuries and losses and put forth a final settlement over $1 million. According to CNN, Geico ultimately rejected her claim, stating her losses and injuries had nothing to do with the ownership and maintenance of covered use of the car. The case was then sent to an arbiter who found there was sexual activity in insured automobile and directly caused or directly contributed to the cause, MO, to be infected. The woman who was awarded $5.2 million, which will be paid by Geico. However, the company filed an appeal claiming it's giving a chance to defend itself against the claim.
Yo, I just had food poisoning from ShotRite. I want $5.2 million. Like that is a legitimate claim. I did not go there to get poison. This bitch went to get dick and got STD. Like, cause you chose to not fuck safe. This is fucking auto insurance, not dick pussy insurance. Wow. The fuck is wrong with people?
All right, so on our next bulletin, Charlie Sheen blames Denise Richards after his daughter joins OnlyFans.
I'm high on Charlie Sheen.
All right, so
that motherfucker
To
crazy.
page 6. She is now 18 years old, living and thriving. This did not occur under my roof, said Denise Richards. Sammy, who turned 18 in March, announced her adult business venture on Instagram Monday with a social swimsuit snap, urging followers to click the link in the bio if you want to see more. The teenager's bio on the subscription-based platform, which is often used to post nude and partially nude photos, videos at a premium price, reads, "Hey, subscribe to exclusive content." After news broke, Richards, 51, told us exclusively.
She fucking 51?
Yes.
Bitch ain't disintegrate yet?
I mean, these Hollywood people, they tend to invest so much in trying to stay young and such. Now, she says that in September, Sammy made headlines after posting a TikTok video which she claims she was trapped in an abusive household while living with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
You know it's fucking crazy. How many of the housewives are married?
Yo, they get in between relationships. Now, since we're coming off of the eve of Pride.
Hold on. It be bitches who've never been a wife that's on the Housewives show, though.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know why people tend to like watching them so much. All right, so on our last headline, coming off the eve of Pride Month, Queen Latifah talks about going to the gay club with Tupac. So, Queen Latifah...
What?
Queen Latifah shares her fondest memories of her friendship with Tupac, to include him coming to a gay club.
Became a rapper in the group and made up the Humpty Dance, and they made the song the Humpty Dance, which Tupac created the dance to, and it became a smash hit. We toured together, so we went all across the country. San Francisco doing a show, my first show over $10,000, like, which was a New Year's Eve show. At this cool gay club in San Francisco. I was like, yo, I'm here. He was like, yo, I'm gonna hook up with you. So Tupac came to the club with me, and I was like, yo, come on, Tupac is in the building. They went crazy in there. I was like, they're gonna tear you out your clothes. Come here. He's like, man, he took his shirt off anyway. We had so much fun, you know, but that was like my brother, and he would like, he's the type of person I would like, if he loved you, if he was cool with you, he'd lay his life down for you. So I miss him and I love him.
Why the fuck this bitch keep mentioning this her brother like she was going like if he wasn't, she gonna give him some ass in the bathroom? Like they both got dicks.
I guess
I'm just joking. Lie. I love you, bitch. I love you. Central Avenue. Stop playing.
she wanted to make sure. She wanted to make sure that she knew that the relationship between them. I guess that was just a testament toward the bond. I'm Omari the Rebel, and that's your answer to what's the news, Habari Gani. All right, so now let's get into the conversation that we have right here. There's a conversation that I wanted to get into because we have been meaning to talk to our guests for a little while. Before we do so, we wanted to get into a little bit of an icebreaker. Now, I told you guys that XXX Playground actually is the game that is icebreaker, whether you're in a couple or you're in a swinger lifestyle party. So we have this game here with us. So what we try to do is to open people up and warm people up with some of the games right here.
For newbies and people who are a little uncomfortable with the acclimation of the lifestyle. Like, yeah.
So when you first get to a lifestyle event, there's always that awkward little 2 hours or such where you're waiting for people to get active. So this is how they make the seamless transition. So what we're going to do is actually ask some questions, Pegasus and I, of our guest, because XXX Playground, they have a couple of versions of how you can play the game. So this version right here comes with these cards, the black index cards. The black ones seem to be the most vanilla ones. We're going to ask some questions of our guests real quick to get to know them. Pegasus is going to snatch a card. I'm going to snatch a card.
This motherfucker done made me gonna snatch a card.
We're going to see exactly how we're going to see exactly how
you gonna snatch the card, or you want me to snatch the card?
Okay, so Bomber and Belle, would you ever participate in a gangbang?
Belle, where are you, darling?
I'm right here.
I don't see you.
They got the camera off.
I know, I'm hard-headed. I want to see you.
Get to the
Well, undercover.
That's what I like.
Let's get to the next card.
Wait a minute.
He trying to rush me on. I'm trying to see your ass. Well, we just gonna hold that there. What happened? What kind of dudes have to be in a gangbang?
Yeah, so if I did a gangbang, I would want to select the guys that are in the gangbang. And so Bomber was asking, what are the qualifications for?
No, well, that would be an answer. That would be a question for you. What if you are interested in a gangbang? What are your qualifications? Who do you want fucking you?
So he has to be tall. They have to be tall, taller than me.
Taller than you?
Yes.
And you are
5'6".
Okay.
So at least we're gonna say 5'10". They have to be attractive. I have to be attracted to them in some way.
What attracts you to people?
Oh, wit, charm, personality, muscles.
Belle, you're playing games. What does he have to look like? Do you know what does the man have to look like that is smashing you? Like what are those body qualities?
Well, I'm gonna.
I just said.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. Bomber. I'm going to say this because that might not even been a question that you asked your wife. You know what? I don't want to paint a picture of you of anything, but what is it that is going to attract you to the person you want to gangbang you?
So it could be a lot of things, like personality, like I said, wit, charm, having a sense of humor, looking good, someone that dresses well for their body, specifically.
That is very specific.
Yes. Someone looks like who takes care of themselves.
I got it.
And someone who is not aggressive, but is actively pursuing me.
So you like confidence, not aggression, persuasion.
Right. Yes.
Let me tell you something. That's my motherfucking name. Let's get to the next card.
Yeah, we got a lot to discuss.
Have you ever had an anal orgasm? I put my motherfucking hand up because I got to answer that shit. I ain't never even had anal sex.
So I guess that question will be for you, Belle.
But go ahead.
Belle?
Oh, for me? Oh, no, I don't do anal.
Yes, bitch. You are my spirit, and we're each other's spirit animal. All right, we're like krill.
Okay, so
So I have never experienced an anal orgasm.
Can you have an anal orgasm without having anal sex? Like, am I just?
Yes, you can. You can have an anal orgasm without having anal sex because your anal can be manipulated. It does not necessarily have to be penetrated.
What position you in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I have. Okay, so I'll just say this. Listen, go. You getting into these motherfucking nails? I don't cut these motherfuckers. It don't stop me from having anal sex because I got a knuckle. So I don't I don't necessarily have to do this. I can do that. Ah! Yes, and it's still good. It just depends on what the fuck you like.
All right, for the last question, I want to ask everybody.
Get over it.
We behind. What is your favorite body part?
Mine?
Not for our guests.
Oh, okay.
Me or on a woman?
Well, I guess, matter of fact, on the opposite sex or whom you be attracted to. Everybody, if I can pick one, starting with you, since you're here first. Doc Chot.
All right. I like ass.
Ass over titties.
I'm an ass man.
Ass over the titties. Mark, what about you?
Yes. Well,
Man, ass and curves. Hips.
So you like silhouette.
I'm sorry to
Yo, all right. I second everything everybody else has said. People have been sleeping on the thigh brow. Do you know what the thigh brow is? That is my favorite.
The thigh brow? The thigh brow. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Eyebrow. Okay, so I want you to imagine you're looking at a profile of a woman, right? She's in the gym and she's doing a squat. Okay, it's that little wrinkle that shows up between the bottom of the pelvis. I think I'm saying this right, and the top of the quad. It's just when a woman rises.
I don't know if I can find my quad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Search thigh brow. It is the sexiest thing.
Oh, I'm searching
People
right now.
sleep on it, but yo,
Is it under the fupa?
look at thigh brows.
Yes, it's under the fupa.
It's under the fupa.
You said thigh brows, Bomber?
Thigh brow. Yes, thigh brow.
Thigh brow.
It's a hashtag on Twitter. Every time I see one, I circle it and repost it. Like, I love thigh brows.
I have a really, 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 really fat pussy area. And you know, when it stands, when I'm standing up.
Mark know what I'm talking about.
Well, listen, let me just tell you. I don't know how this relates.
For joy.
I just
and it's right here.
I don't know how this relates to everyone else. I just want to share with you my motherfucking my situation. When I stand up, all of my vaginal hair follicles are friends, but when I sit down, the shit spread out, and they just be it just be everywhere. Like so like what happens? We don't have no friends. It's hairs amongst themselves, and we just out here.
Wow. Yo, I'm glad we got the opportunity to real quick. But listen, there's a real important conversation that I got you guys here for, and I wanted to make sure that we get into that.
I think this shit is so funny, don't you? Go ahead.
All right, so listen, if you guys are watching us, you guys are familiar with the Tribe Chat show. You remember last season when we had the season finale, we had a conversation about a popular term. It's called parting. It's actually called a popular term in sexuality, whether it be in a lifestyle or in adult entertainment, Queen of Spades, right? Now, I had played a clip previously for another podcaster, a white woman who's also on Full Squad Radio with us. And we had a conversation, and we got to dissect and unpack the range and the impact a little bit. That was such an explosive conversation that I wanted to have a part two. So joining us right about now, how we got our guest on the show is Black and Kinky, friends of ours who are also on Full Swap Radio. They've been meaning to feature on this show. Now, Doc Chocolate, tell us a little bit about your podcast.
all right. So a little bit about my podcast it's called Bulls and Queens. And initially, when I launched it back in December of last year, about 7 months ago, it was geared more towards the bulls, so black men, and Queen of Spades, white woman, Latin woman, typically even black women. Black women have called themselves Queen of Spades as well. And then cuckold dynamics, as well as interracial, and then black swinging. And it's since evolved to include pretty much every facet of open relationship. But primarily, we're looking at bulls who play with hot wives.
Question, because you just mentioned cuck a minute ago. Just a question. Just a question.
Right.
Is that your space? Are you a cuck?
Well, I would be a cuck Pegasus, but I love women too much.
Also, I wanted to talk specifically about there's an interesting dynamic when you talk about the cucking lifestyle. The racialized dynamic associated with your brand is part of what brought us to the conversation. So Doc and Bomber and Belle previously had a conversation discussing the term Queen of Spades as well. Belle, you still with us?
Belle!
Yes, I'm still here.
All right.
You gotta call her like that.
Oh, okay. Y'all remember the conversation?
Sorry.
All right. I want to jump right into it because everybody who's familiar with us, they are familiar with the Tribe Trap brand and how much we don't give a fuck. And also,
About
you are
none of that
familiar
shit.
about my stance and my pro-blackness and exactly how I communicate my pro-blackness on this podcast. So part of the reason why Black and Kinky invited my ass in this conversation is because there was a conversation here that they felt like, yo, I would bring something that was missing too. Also, you guys talked. I said, yo, look, this conversation is just a conversation with Africans and African Americans. Yo, West Indians don't exist, man. We exist.
Hell yeah. The rice clad bomba sword and everything in it. Everything in
That's
it.
true.
All right, so I wanted to play a clip right now. You know what I mean? To let you know exactly when I first heard about the Queen of Spades component to the podcast. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is something that actually jumped into my brain. As a matter of fact, you guys are familiar with the Are you familiar with Jim Jones?
Jim
Yes.
Jones, the
Okay.
rapper,
Guy
or
that had,
Yes.
the guy that killed
All right.
everybody down the
Oh,
Jones
that
Road.
Jim Jones.
wait a minute. No, we have to clarify. Jim Jones, the rapper, or the Reverend?
co-leader.
Okay.
Who are we talking about?
The rapper.
Okay.
Oh,
There we go. See, that's why it's important to clarify.
Yes.
Well, actually, Jim Jones actually has a podcast called Lobby Boys with Mano. Mano's from Brooklyn. Now,
I like Mano.
here's a clip that
His face is old. But
Here's a clip that jumped into my brain as soon as I heard about the.
he has wrinkles like me.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've never talked about this.
Ah, shit.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Okay, no. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
I heard this.
I like to play like a runaway slave.
Okay.
I like to play like a disobedient slave with a white woman.
So tell me, like, what you say. Yes, Master? I'm sorry.
It's two of them. Like, it's like me getting whooped, right?
You get whooped?
It's like I play like you whipping us, but most of them don't want to play like that. This nigga.
Yeah, I was going to say, what white woman goes along with this?
They don't want to play like that. They don't.
Okay.
This is my. It's like, listen, you're gonna act like your master's wife.
And I'm the runaway.
And I just got whooped by Massa for eyeballing
okay.
me. But the whole time you've been really, you
been
like
eyeballing me
it. You've
anyway.
been eyeballing me.
Now, the clip actually goes on to continue. When this was brought up, he was approached on this. There was a lot of backlash. He said, yo, I like to play around. He recanted his statement as it just being a joke. You know what I mean? Now, first, I want to ask everybody if you're familiar or not familiar with that clip. I want to ask, what is your feelings? Mark, since you're the first one on my screen, what do you think about that statement?
I'm familiar with the clip. I believe I watched it in entirety. First and foremost, let me say, I don't think he was joking. I was conversing with my wife. I remember this very vividly about maybe 2 years ago. And she told me there's a place somewhere in Virginia, I'm not familiar with the facility, that they what's the word I'm looking for?
Cater.
Yeah, they cater to this type of behavior where you have people of African descent headed down to this place where they can have these not only slave fantasies but slave sexual fantasies. My personal feeling, I think it's direct disrespect to our ancestors. If you ask me, I'm not with that shit. Like real talk. The first time I heard of the phrase Queen of Spades was many years ago, and then actually Bomber and Belle, I was listening to your podcast a couple years ago, and you guys did an episode on it and broke down how it's really a derogatory phrase, and it's been thrown around so loosely by a lot of different people that it's kind of been like normalized, you know, like sort of like the word nigga. But for someone who's like pro-black and I'm very conscious of my heritage, I'm not with that shit. And I think he should be ashamed of himself even admitting that shit on national television or on his podcast show.
All right.
I want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say something. So, me and Omari have battled over this.
We got a couple of people
quite a few times about fetishes and just the extremities and where we should cut off at. I am one of those people, and I will admit this. I don't think I've ever done this on live before. I'm one of those people. I have rape fantasies, and I have been assaulted. And it was very traumatic. But I am also one of these people that I use my flashlight. When I say that, I mean that the only place that a flashlight can work is in the dark. So this is where you use it at. I know what my trauma is, and I also know what my fetish is. The why is the question, but I'm not so afraid to examine the why that I won't go in. I will. And I will just say this. I've not quite figured it out yet, but I'll put it on the table for you. For everyone's scrutiny, when I am masturbating and I'm high and drunk, it's got to be a twofer. I have rape fantasies, slavery rape fantasies. It is always a young white master who is smitten with me and allows me to put my pussy on his face. It is always a shift of energy, but it starts off one way. It starts off with him being the dominant and the energy changing. I don't take it, but he gives it. It is always amicable. It is always harmonious. So when we discuss these fetishes, I sometimes have reservation because I know how minds go in my head. So that that doesn't absolve me. It gives me some reservation about making too stern a judgment on what it is you want to do with that fantasy, because I'm not a slave here. What I am is somebody who's misunderstood and coming into an understanding. That's what I am. I am a woman in a submissive position, and the master understanding that I am not the submissive. That is my fantasy. But if I explain it to someone, it is slave, master, rape, fantasy. But that's not what it is for me. So this is why I say that sometimes we need to delve further in than just taking the topical understanding of everyone and running with that, because it may be something a little deeper. I am a product of First Resurrection Nation of Islam and Black Panther. But I still have slavery, rape, fantasies, and it gets me the fuck off till the point I will wet my bed So let's talk about that.
All right, we got a lot more to get to. All right, I wanted to get into Doc, specifically your position on your podcast. This is a couple of people that you've spoken to, even Venus's weird ass. So I want to ask you your position on this statement.
Venus, I ain't say that shit.
Venus is not on the podcast.
It don't matter.
All right, so Doc.
Yes. So I love Venus. She's a
I loved it too.
I want to say that I respect everybody's opinions. So,
right.
Mark, I respect your thoughts and where you come from. Pegasus, I respect what you said. And when it comes to fetishes, in my opinion, it's something where there's probably hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of different fetishes or kinks or whatnot, right? And so my kink may be your kink or it may not be your kink. And the thing with it is, as long as your fetish or your kink does not involve harming children or harming other people or putting them out, in my opinion, you can do whatever the hell you want, right? So with rape fantasy, there's different things which happen in response to you, Pegasus, because obviously you're traumatized, and maybe it's a way that you cope with that rape that happened to you earlier on. But at the end of the day, none of us can yuck somebody else's
yum. Exactly.
You know, and if that gets you off, then that gets you off. And I love that. I love that about you. I love the fact that you even admitted to that.
Yes.
With what Jim Jones said, that's not my cup of tea personally.
He said he was joking.
And he probably wasn't. But it's... Go ahead.
I'm going to go with what Mark King said. I don't believe that he was joking. I believe that he was 100% serious.
Absolutely.
But it's okay. You know, I feel like he got a public backlash for those statements, and he backtracked because he didn't
want the fucking problem.
Sometimes you got to think before you speak.
But if this is your truth, then why?
Then hold on. I also wanted to bring in Bomber and Belle. Now, a lot of things that I noticed when it comes to this conversation, typically this conversation seems to be refined to the brothers and maybe some white woman that feels concerned about this. A lot of times, white women don't even involve black women in the conversation. Now, you, Belle, have spoken previously about this. And you've spoken to Doc about your challenging position. Can I get your point of view on this, Belle, as a black woman?
Yes. Yeah. So yes, we're all on the we don't yuck other people's yum train. Right. So I don't have a problem specifically with black women having sex with black men and wanting white women having sex with black men and being attracted to black men and wanting to play with black men. I don't have any issue with that. My issue really comes into the language and the culture that is surrounding that particular desire. So, we see, people are attracted to all different kind of things, right? People, are attracted to different kind of people, different colors, shapes, and sizes, and that's fine, especially if you have a specific attraction for a certain
Say that. I need people to hear that it is okay for you to have a fetish for some. I didn't mean to cut you off, Belle, but I just needed that to be understood.
Yeah, that's absolutely okay. That's normal. That's fine. But my issue comes in when we see events and tattoos and conversation, and when my husband and I come into a party or a club, and immediately a white woman approaches him without even acknowledging me, and it will make the assumption that he is available to her and that he wants her because she is a Queen of Spades. That's a specific culture that has been propagated within that Queen of Spades atmosphere. And I'm not saying that it's everybody, but we often have those same experiences repeatedly with women who are proud to be Queen of Spades. That's where I take issue.
Question.
I take issue with the word bull as well, because that is...
Say that shit. Say that shit.
And it's also, when you talk about the cuckolding aspect of Queen of Spades and some of the breeding and the conversation and language around that is very unsettling for me. But I'm also not participating in it, right? And so, again, if they are consenting adults doing things in their own bedroom, what have you, then that's between y'all. And race play is actually quite popular, and a lot
absolutely
of
is
individuals who are seeking out race play and engaging in race play are individuals of color.
Hello.
So that's like, so when we talk about when we're in
that's like the reverse racism thing
scenarios and spaces, and like just an example, we were at an event last night at a party, and I don't even think this was a race play, but there was an interracial couple there, and the woman was black, the man was white, and the woman was strapped to a St. Andrew's cross, and the man was whipping her. And we walked in the room. I just told Bomber I have to leave because the imagery.
I'd have fucking left too, sis.
And that's fine for them. They can enjoy that, but the imagery for me,
you, it was traumatizing.
It is, and
triggering.
So, it's understanding those nuances. I think that's important because someone could be like, oh well, we weren't even thinking about that, but the perception is still there.
So can I say this? This is exactly why I approach LS the way that I do. This is not just for release or for fun. This is fucking therapeutic. This is therapeutic.
It can be if you choose to be.
Well, yeah. I'm just going to say this. This is my approach to it. It is therapeutic because I'm a firm believer that the way that you administer your fucking sex, your most treasured intimacy with another human being, says how you're going to live your fucking life. It says how you're going to live your life, whether you know it or not. There are things in that behavior that somebody on the outside looking in can tell those things. I am a very, very firm believer that sexual expression is paramount to creativity and to productivity with us, connection for us, because we've lost it. And we've been told for so long that it is taboo for us. All the while, the motherfuckers who've telling us that it's taboo of practicing this shit in secret. And all the while, we had all of the magic.
I wanted to actually go to a clip. Matter of fact, too. See, here's what my issue is when it comes to the terminology. And when it comes to this particular woman right now, I feel like this clip right here, if you guys could listen, it summarizes a little bit of my angst when it comes to what the hell the issue is. Because this is from Venus herself.
Because I'm a cuckoldress, I still love white guys in a way that's like in my heart. Like I love them, respect them so much, and could never live without them. So that's, I think, what makes me different from just like a regular Queen of Spades, the girl who just fucks black guys, and then there's a Queen of Spades cuckoldress, where she loves black guys. She loves fucking black guys as much as she loves a relationship with a white guy.
She loves fucking black guys as much as she loves a relationship with a white guy. That is a perfect synopsis of exactly what the hell my problem is with her and with this type of mentality and such. And to hold on, and to illustrate that, we did have that conversation on here before. I brung a brother named Brian Dwayne, who I worked with in Atlanta, Georgia. I asked him exactly how does he feel about this term, and this is a best way I could articulate what the problem is with that. I wanted to hit a few hot points right now. How do you feel about the term Queen of Spades?
I'm disgusted. Well, I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'll tell you what my that's my first reaction to it. And the reason why is because I don't believe that people should be fetishes, and the whole idea that that when you see someone, you don't see a full person, a full human being, but you want to partake in their physical and
race play.
All the other stuff. That race play stuff is not interesting to me. It's not. How do I say it? Cause when I was younger, I would watch interracial stuff. In fact, I haven't given up on watching interracial stuff. The problem is that it's just too much racist content in there. And it's none of it's naturalistic. All of it is sort of, this is wrong. That's why we're shooting it. So like websites like blacks.com and Black Raw, I don't know any other ones. Okay. Their focus, they get sort of known because it's taboo. All right. It's wrong for this to happen. Is what I'm saying.
That's what my problem was. You see, when I put these two clips together, this illustrates exactly what it is. When he said this term, reducing us to fetishized versions of ourselves. So a clear exemplification of somebody that champions the term. This Canadian woman even got the tattoo that Belle was talking about, just to explain how much, I like fucking you as much as I like the relationships. We aren't considered whole, complete beings to this person. We're vehicles to someone else's pleasure. All right, I can get the understanding where that may be cool with some people, but to tell you the truth, I feel like you can consent to that if you want to. But we have to look at the power dynamic. Everything is not the same. The way black people and white people get black jokes and white jokes, they're not the same. So let's cut the bullshit. Just like making jokes about skinny people and overweight people, it's not the same. Let's cut the bullshit because the impact is the same. It's like saying we need a White History Month to balance it out. Saying it's the same is like saying you don't comprehend why we have HBCUs and why we don't say, okay, well, we need historically white colleges just for white people to balance it out since it could go both ways.
That's not
the
all
impact
the same.
Isn't the same. You know what I'm saying?
It's not all the same.
And
it's not all the same.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, like I played the clip with Brian, as long as we are creating a space for people to be all of who they sexually are, I'm definitely with that. But being honest about the cultural impact of how terminology affects one group versus another is a conversation that we need to have. And if you're a white woman who thinks I have a right to unapologetically call you spade because I'm not looking at it that way, then you need to actually look up what the fuck Marilyn Manson got in trouble for. He actually collected over $5.2 million of Nazi paraphernalia because he was collecting it. He didn't look at it that way. And a lot of Jewish activists have a problem with that.
Right, but guess what? It still happens. And the truth of the matter is, feelings are fucking feelings. We know that different events are so much more catastrophic than other events. We get that 100%. You won't get an argument from me there. What I am saying is that to expect other people to appreciate all of that when they decide I like this portion of a motherfucker is unfair. It is unfair. The same way it is unfair for you to understand what it is for me to go through a period every 28 days. I can tell you, but you don't experience that. And I can't expect you to understand the gravity of that shit for 50 fucking years.
Yeah,
I can't expect you to do
that. Wait. So calling somebody a spade in a period.
So no. What I am saying,
sure I'm understanding, because what I don't want to happen is that we unburden white people from racism.
No, I do not. Okay, so this is exactly what I do not want to do.
I like playing with white guys. I know other black women in the lifestyle who primarily I like playing with white guys. I know other black women in the lifestyle who will primarily play with white guys, but we're not making a Queen of the Mayos club.
Okay, so let me just say this. And even though
group of men, like we're not making it a thing that,
guess what? Yeah, you may not,
catch them like Pokemon. Regardless of whether or not, if you're going to engage in something, you need to do the research and understand what it's about. And I feel like too many women have become a part of that community without really thinking about what it means. And they need to do the work. We should not have to do the work for them.
Okay, so when you say we shouldn't have to do the work for them, what is the work that they have to do? Pardon? What is the work that they have to do to understand the fetish that they like? Because the only thing that I am saying is that while we hold a very, very, very secure and firm ideology about what it is to us when somebody says Queen of Spades, I get that. Excuse me. Understood. I am not misunderstanding that. No way, shape, or form. What I am saying is that when we're talking about fetishes and you are asking someone who has not lived in our space to understand that it is more than just a fetish, when, please understand, I understand that for you and for me, it is not the same. I am just trying to help you. I am just trying to help all of us to have a harmonious existence and move past our epitaphs. This is what I'm doing. So when it comes down to, we know these things fuck with us this kind of way. It bothers us. If they've never been involved in that and the only thing they're concerned about is the fetish, how do we then attribute negative epitaphs to them based on what we think? That's all I'm asking. You know what?
Because,
it is
because they're sitting in their ignorance, and I'm not.
They are sitting in their ignorance, and I'm not saying it's okay.
Someone from that because they just choose to be ignorant.
No.
Right. Google is too everywhere for that.
Okay, so I'm not asking for us to be okay with their ignorance. I am just asking us to be understanding of the things that are not precedent for them, the same way they're not precedent for us. Okay, let me just say this. I've just been sitting here watching all of these Africans coming to the Spanish border of the Ukraine being terrorized and fucking killed and walked over. I see that. These are my fucking people. I see that. But guess what? Please hear what I'm saying and do not attribute any emotion to what I'm saying. Hear the words. If you were a fucking rat, and I said what I said initially because I know what epitaphs we give to rats, but they are resilient creatures. They are resilient and intelligent, and they work together. But if I were a rat and somebody said, y'all nasty and dirty and we can't fucking kill y'all, does that make me any less fucking resilient because of how you see me? Does that make me any less of what I truly am because of what you said? And it doesn't. It just makes it how you see it. It just makes it how you see it. And if you have the biggest voice, now you make everybody see it the same way you do. It doesn't make it fucking true.
Mark, let me ask you this. Since Belle brought up a great point. This is something that kind of pisses me off. You know what I mean? About us, having to educate them. What do you think about, and then I'm going to go to Doc, about having to educate people outside the community about the responsibility of having to let them know? Because I actually do have something to say about that, Mark. What is your view?
Let them know.
Mark.
Well, I think it speaks to Pegasus' point when she used the analogy of you not being able to comprehend what she goes through on a monthly basis when she gets her cycle.
Say that.
For instance, I have no responsibility to learn Indian culture unless I just want to educate myself on the culture. But I would say if I have a fetish that caters towards dealing with people in that particular culture, I may want to educate myself on that, so I don't do anything that's insensitive or disrespectful to that culture.
Doc, what do you think about whose responsibility it is for when it comes to being informed?
I think it's everybody's responsibility to make sure that everybody is informed. And I believe what happens is, in society, there's always somebody that's in a primary position of power.
Right.
So
and
white
disregarding.
Folks in this country, white folks in this country have their whatnots, and males, they have an advantage over females. And if you're straight, you have a advantage over homosexuals.
Say it!
And the thing is, I personally believe that it's the people that are in that position of power that they should be able to uplift those people that are underneath.
And they
them,
usually
right?
do not.
So, like, if women come out with a Me Too movement, then I don't understand what a woman's going through.
Right.
But I do know that for so many years that males, we have had an advantage. So I'm going to respect her from
and listen,
where she's
just
coming from.
The point of view. That's it.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's a POV. It's a POV.
I need to ask Doc something.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Doc, so if someone's in a position of power, right? Wouldn't it be essentially relinquishing power if they empower someone that's underneath them by giving them the education and giving them the information?
I don't think so.
No, I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, and that's a great question, Mark. I've always learned that leadership is you going out there and empowering your subordinates or those that are underneath you or those who lack power and put them in a position of power. And I believe that's what true leadership is that you lift people up with you.
But here's the thing. And we're gonna get into it with white supremacy. Their goal is
that's a different monster though.
Yeah, but it still trickles downhill because again, how the terminology in itself even come into existence because you had white women who were in a position of power that leveraged that power to consequently abuse and take advantage of black men in that time within that era, right?
Right.
So if it's coming from that where it's now a fetish. I think that in order for someone to sit and say, okay, so now I'm going to educate you on it, right? It's kind of relinquishing their power in some sense.
It's kind of relinquishing
their power over you. Absolutely.
So so it's relinquishing your power for you to allow someone to tell you what's going on overall.
No, listen to what I'm saying to you.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So we're looking at it from, so Belle made something made a point that's very important. And I remember going to an event maybe about 7-8 years ago with my wife, right? I'm not going to name the group or whatever the case may be, but they catered towards white women who, wanted the BBC. And the way our sisters were treated when I went to this event turned me off. I never went back. And we started hosting an event on that the same exact day because they would totally disregard the black women, right? In a disrespectful manner at that, because they wanted the black men.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I say that to say this. We all know the history of slavery. As much as, it's uncomfortable conversation for some, we all know the history.
Right.
So when the women are perpetuating this type of behavior, right, the disrespectful behavior towards my partner, towards my wife, and other people's partners, right? For them to sit back and be empathetic, in some ways, they are relinquishing their power.
Okay, I will agree with that.
Bomber, I will
agree.
Bomber, we ain't get to hear from you that much. I wanted to ask you, Bomber, so what do you feel like moving forward? Well, we are in a lifestyle, and as the conversation about sexuality is concerned, what would you like to see about the term Queen of Spades? Should it go away?
Okay.
Should we reclaim it? Should it be canceled?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. When it comes to canceling anything that's part of a culture where people are enjoying themselves sexually, I think that's a slippery slope because there's a lot of people in the world that would not approve of what we are doing on the basis of some moral grounding that is external to what you decide to do in your life. So I'll say that. The other thing I'll say is that, look, I think we are having a really deep conversation here about what can be behind some of the racial fetishization, sort of what is the grand issues around race relations, around some of the things that Black people still have to deal with and who needs to educate who and all that. Look, when it comes to people who are ready to fuck, who are ready to like get down, they are not thinking about their ancestors. They are not thinking about policy. They are not thinking about inequality. They are just thinking about the best way they can get their nut. And the thing is, sometimes that could be really derogatory and dicey. Some people like to be smacked on their ass. Some people like to be called a hoe. Some people like to call their partner daddy because they have some weird incest fantasy. Sex is really weird. It can get very.
It is fucking weird.
And it comes from all kinds of places. And so, what would I like to change? The thing I would like to bring this back to is I think this all really comes down to consent. It really all comes down to checking in with your partner, whoever they are, and making sure that they are comfortable with the kind of fantasies, with the kind of play, with the kind of sexual gratification you are into. I think it really all comes down to communication, because the thing that the thing that really kind of got highlighted on this call was some of the disrespect and some for our Black women. That is a case where somebody is getting hurt, even though there is consent on the part of the white woman and the Black man who wants to do what he wants to do with her. If there are Black women that are feeling hurt, that are feeling disrespected, that are feeling pushed aside, that are feeling made like they are not important, that their voices do not count, I think that is a problem. It's also a problem when white people come up to me and assume because I'm a Black man and that I like playing with whatever, that I must be okay with the fact that she looks at my body and wants to fetishize it based on race, right? She has to check in with me. She has to make sure that if that's what she's into, if that's the kind of experience she likes, she has to make sure that
you're okay
with
that
whole
exactly,
because I'm really not. But she comes up to somebody like Doc Chocolates, or somebody who does this shit, that does this shit a lot. I think even in that case, she needs to check in. But somebody else might be like, "Yo, I'm into that. So yeah, tell me how much you like this BBC in the bedroom.
Right.
I'm gonna be cool with that. Tell me how much you're a Queen of Spades. I'm gonna be cool with that. Tell me how much you like black dick and only black dick. Yes, that's gonna get my nut off, and that is okay. But I think that people need to check in. People need to make sure and know that there are some nuances around all of this that Black people aren't going to be okay with. And yes, when a Black woman decides that she wants to bring a Black kid in the room to be part of a game or to be part of any kind of interracial play, she needs to be acknowledged. She needs to be honored. People need to be coming up to that woman and saying, "Thank you.
Thank you, bitch.
Thank you for supporting
Thank you, Queen.
Who's about
for that
to smash my brains out." Absolutely.
Thank you.
I want to change the word cock. Can we cancel that shit? Can we stop? Matter of fact, can we cancel Black people who say cock? Cancel all of those.
I like cock though. I like cock. It's
do you say that shit, please?
I never said it. I don't say it, but I kind of like think I want to say it. Sis. I want to lick your husband's fucking emoji.
If we cancel the word cock, then we need to go ahead and we need to bring in the word Queen of Male.
Queen of Male. Yay.
And we gotta give credit to
what the fuck is Duchess of Mustard then?
The Duchess of Mustard?
What? I don't know. Listen, I'm a wild motherfucker. What's good? Duchess of Mustard. Y'all don't even know what the fuck about to come out of here.
Yeah, but
sounds very racist.
Y'all don't even know where it's coming from. It's in my navel. Yeah, I'm crazy as fuck. I don't even know what's going on. This might be dishwater.
We love you. We love you, Pegasus.
I love everybody on this motherfucker. Even the ones I can't see. I love your motherfucking cartoon emoji. Y'all gonna get on. Y'all gonna get on the live with us. Listen, I'm crazy as shit. Y'all don't even understand. I'm crazy as shit. I love everybody though. I love us. Woo! Y'all don't even understand. I be done hatched from an egg with. I am so in love with everything black and brown. Y'all don't even understand. Open pussy, sharing dick, like really, really, really nicely manicured pubes. I love all of this shit. I love all of us. Y'all don't even understand. Go ahead, boo.
Well, all right, before I actually get into
I got pee so bad.
Before I get into some shout outs for everybody, I actually wanted to get into our closing segment. So actually, you guys know how much we're bashing the sex positivity on Tribe Chat. You see, I meet at two very distinct places, which is the lifestyle place and of course sex work, right? So what happened is I got a clip about a woman from England. She's actually a singer who had some.
I just felt like I needed to do that. Okay, but go ahead.
No, we actually had a clip from a woman in the UK. She's a singer turned podcaster. And the clip was about OnlyFans. And specifically what this relates to us and the lifestyle community is how you can find out if your partner is looking at porn. Matter of fact, let me play the clip.
How do we feel about our boyfriends on OnlyFans? I've got a hack for you.
Our boyfriend?
Try and sign up to an OnlyFans account using your man's email. And if it says, sorry, this account already exists. Hey? Does it? Alright. Click the forgot password button. Your boyfriend will get an email saying, hi, you've asked for a password reset. He'll shit himself. I'm gonna go and approach him. Did you get an email today, babe? Did you get an email from OnlyFans? Yeah?
Shit email?
Changing your password. What the
All right, so basically the hack is supposed to be utilizing your man's email to see if you can sign up for OnlyFans. This, I believe, is to expose whether or not he's an active user on the site. Wow. Okay, so let me unpack real quick. All right, so I did some research into this, and I looked up what that is called. You see, there's a phenomenon called doxing, which is exposing people, typically on the internet, is when you publicly leak someone's information. So there's an article in the Huffington Post about the dangers of exposing sex workers. As a matter of fact, as Twitter user Aaron Taylor pointed out, outing a sex worker puts them at risk for job insecurity, housing insecurity, increased surveillance from cops, abusive management, clients, violent stigma from society as a whole, losing friends, family, and much more. Okay? So, as a sex worker myself, I also partner with several philanthropic organizations who are doing the work to make sure that sex workers are safer. One of the organizations that we partner with is the APAG Union. Pegasus and I actually met the president of the APAG last year in Manhattan, where we were campaigning for Eliza Orlins. So what you will do if you were to face some type of discrimination, if this happened to you, what you can do is go to APAGunion.com. You can click Performer Help, and it'll bring up a tab for whichever type of discrimination you are facing. IG discrimination, if your IG was taken down, if your IG is shadow banned, if you're having an issue with OnlyFans, or if you're having an issue with Twitter. As a matter of fact, an award-winning adult film star, Daisy Ducati, spoke at a convention called Sex Worker Survivor Summit about doxing and prevention. We'll have that information to you soon. And we also, since this actually is about speaking to your partner, we recommend that you go to swingershelp.com and go to the very top of the search bar and enter the word jealousy. There's about 3 articles that'll tell you how you can navigate open monogamy and deal with jealousy in this setting. And I also wanted to say one really, really important thing.
You classy, baby.
You can just ask.
You classy.
If you think your partner is looking at porn or has an OnlyFans, just ask.
But guess what, though, Omari? Let me just tell you this. I had the first thing, listen, and I'm not even going to make this long. I had the wildest shit happen to me last week. A fucking bitch called me about her fucking man, and I'm a swinger. I've never had this happen.
And let me console Pegasus.
I got gray hair on my pussy, and a bitch is calling me, asking me about whether I fucked her man or not.
What'd you tell her?
I don't know. I told her I didn't know whether I fucked that man or not. You need to ask him, and then we can come back and talk about it. You want some soup, bitch? I got fucking garlic bread here. You want some? That's how that happened.
Well, what I wanted to do is, like I said, you guys can go to APAG Union. They're available on Instagram and Twitter. Also, I wanted you guys to, like I spoke before, check out Excite Bunny. In addition to giving you 90% of your money, they also do harm reduction services that benefit the sex worker community and everybody as a whole. We actually give out food and clothing supplies and do harm reduction in my community in Brooklyn once a week. But
they gave me a slice of pizza.
The unfortunate thing is that we're always going to constantly have sex negative people in a society that discourages us from being ourselves. So if you thought that it was a better idea to go and 007 your fucking partner's information to find out if they were doing something as simple as paying for their porn instead of ripping people off, well, I want to dedicate this song to you, to that podcaster, and to everybody else who is helping keep our society in a sexually negative place. Matter of fact, this song is dedicated to all of you. All right, so before we get out of here, I wanted to ask, what does everybody got coming up? So, Mark, can you tell us about your event you got coming up?
Oh, I have Swing Stock 69 coming up August
Hey!
through the 28th. I'll keep it short and sweet. Go to swingstock69.com. All of the information that you need is there. I'm also working on my first documentary film. It's called Love is Love. It is highlighting the struggles that the LGBTQ community is currently going through and have gone through. So look forward to that. Hopefully we can have that released. Hopefully by the end of September.
In the beginning, we're taught love is love. Somewhere along the journey, we lose sight of what love is. We lose compassion. We lose empathy. My name is Mark King. Join me on my journey into the Deep South as we document the Gay Pride Parade and challenges faced by members of their community.
And where can we find you in your podcast?
Well, to be honest, man, I'm taking a break from podcasting right now, but we will be launching season 2, Deuce and I, at the end of this month. So you can just go to Swing Culture TV on YouTube if you want to find that. And we talk about a lot of different stuff on there, things that affects the lifestyle community, but just the community in general. So that's where you can find us.
And we can find you at the freezer section of Walmart, slinging a little bit of ball skin.
Bomber and Belle. You guys got anything coming up, and you can let us know where to find y'all?
No events coming up that I know off the top of my head. We are going to continue releasing. It's been a crazy beginning of the summer into spring. We've been traveling like crazy, so we're going to take it easy.
Where y'all go?
We've been to Desire. We went to Podcast-a-Palooza.
Yeah, Podcast-a-Palooza.
Local parties.
Y'all ain't come to my motherfucking house.
So but you can go to search Black and Kinky Lifestyle Podcast. We are on all the podcast catchers. We are on Spotify, and we release episodes every month. You can also find us on Patreon, where we release episodes every week.
Y'all can come to my corner cookout tonight. I'm about to be fucking doing a bunch of little firecrackers and shit. We gonna have some Vienna sausages and fucking alligator steaks and sandwiches and shit. Y'all come out.
That involves fireworks.
For sure. For motherfucking show.
We're supposed to be doing a lot of tricks with that. Doc, if we could get
This
what you got coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we typically try to do parties out here in Las Vegas, lifestyle parties once a month typically. And yeah, they're pretty fun. And
I want to fuck your molar.
You gonna fuck my molar?
Yeah, your molar. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
How's that gonna
It doesn't even matter. I'll tell you the next day.
Like with your clit nipple? Like what's going on? I'm
Both.
Both. Oh shit! I like that. Same time or?
Universal.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. I like that. See, I like that. Well, like, hey, y'all can go to.
Hey, baby.
Y'all can go to bullsandqueens.com/party, and then whatever parties we got going on, we're good to go. And then we also got Life's Hot Wife Palooza 2, and that's gonna be in Palm Springs, California.
I like your motherfucking nose.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
It looked like it got punched. I got a flat nose.
Nah, it does. It looks like it's perfect for some shit.
Like, oh, okay, you just put a couple fingers in there.
Wow.
Yeah, we fucking do. And that's some new shit. I'm about to. Yeah. Oh, man. Listen.
Yeah. I got
it's
some
different.
feelings for you over here, Pegasus. In the molars.
I'm coming to get him.
Well, yo, this was a long time coming. You know, Bomber and Belle, we were supposed to link up for a while.
Hey,
it's great to get up with more of the full spot family.
Absolutely.
We definitely got to do this again. Mark, it was great seeing you, especially in the Nude Beach and International Swingers Day.
Mark.
We're looking forward to seeing you in PA. And Doc, I got to come out to the West Coast, man. Especially we're going to work on some content as well. And I want to thank everybody for letting us into your platforms, letting us into your devices and occupy your time. What you need to do is make sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube. Tribe Chat is available everywhere that you can consume your podcast. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple, and also if you guys want to support Tribe Chat, you can actually go and click the link on any social media. You can purchase some of our merchandise. You can make a one-time donation via PayPal, and you could also join our Patreon as well. Do you got anything you wanted to add, Miss Pegasus?
Mark, I would like to sit the labia of my vagina on the tip of your tongue. That's it. I'm just want to say that. I just want to say that.
This is horrible.
Oh, I am.
I want to thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah.
Doc, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm going to be in Vegas later on this year, so we'll be hitting you up. Bomber and Belle, it's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance as well too.
Before I go, I just had one last thing to say. You know what I mean? Before I go, I wanted to give a special shout out to a friend of mine. 2 months ago, we just had an episode of Tribe Chat, and we were joined by some frequent collaborators of ours, Marley and Respect the Blackout podcast, which was Shah and Munchies. And I wanted to give a shout out to DJ Munchies. He came to a lot of our events, and unfortunately the brother transitioned just last week. He was just here on this couch. You know what I mean? He was young. He was from Pegasus's community at East Orange. Their platform was about sex positivity and giving a platform for sex workers, sex workers of color. So when I found out, I was really broken up. I was real sad because that was a good man, and he didn't even get to make it to 34 years old.
So I'm gonna just say this. I just found that out today because I was dealing with some food poisoning earlier in the week, and I just found out that he transitioned today, and I just want to
we wanted to give
send my condolences and just my love, just because I'm a genuine person. We're genuine people. And these people showed up to our events, and we love them. Like we love you, Mark. I'm going to just say this. Total transparency. I'm fucking high and drunk. And please pardon my tears, but know that they are genuine. And when I show up here for y'all. And I love you. And we do this because We trying. We fuck up all the time. I'm fucked up. I'm high right now. But I love the people that show up for us. I love us. And I want to do better for us.
We want to just make sure that, like I said, give a special shout out to his family and to all of the fans of Respect the Blackout.
Respect the fucking blackout! Fuck! This is for y'all.
And
because this shit don't even move that much. Because it ain't that much meat on it. This is fucking the oxtail bone.
And look forward to next episode. And then you guys want to stay in contact with us for all of our events. Like I said, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube and click the link in the bio for information about our events. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My name is Omari the Rebel.
And I am the motherfucking Big Pink Pegasus. And y'all don't say shit about me fucking crying because fuck y'all.
And this is Tribe Chat, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey girl, what's up? Oh, you want to know how it went? Let me tell you, this game, it really knows what it's doing. I mean, it just takes me there again and again and all over again. And normally I'm a really good actress. And, you know, I can just kind of fake my way there. But I don't even have to with this. It really is the best. Triple X Playground. Come play with me.